Training camp, less than a week away. Preseason, less than 2 weeks away. Regular season, about a month away, baby. Celtics, camp battles. Let's finish this up, guys. Alrighty, morning, evening, night, wherever, whenever. Guys, I appreciate your time more than you could ever know. Back at you, straight to it. Like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. You know the routine, guys. Well, let's get straight into it. Celtics. Maybe cross out that 2019, but Celtics. Rough year for us fans. Camp battles, training camp about a week away, guys. I've been doing a series where I've been going in, speaking on different guys, similar positions and roles, and just kind of talking about it. So far, I've already covered Marcus Smart, Dennis Schroeder, me and the great Adam Taylor got to go back and forth on Rob, Al Horford, Aaron Nesmith, Josh Richardson. Also, I've already gone over the remaining guards, Peyton Pritchard, Romeo Langford. So we're kind of at the point now where it's all others, wings and bigs. So I'm going to talk about the Tatum, Brown, Wancho, Jabari, Ennis, Grant, Bruno, just the remaining guys and what I expect to see from them and training camp, just the roles from last year versus what I expect this upcoming year, and just the overall rotation predictions. So let's start with a gentleman by the name of Jason Tatum. You may have heard of him, young man from Duke, okay at basketball. Come on, guys. What do I need to say about this man that hasn't already been said? Came into the league as a rookie and was dunking on LeBron James in the Eastern Conference Finals, bringing it to a Game 7. Like, Terry Rozier shoots a little better in that game. They might be in the finals his rookie year. He's been to multiple Eastern Conference Finals runs already, and he's only 19 years old. No, he's really like 23, I want to say. 6'8", wing, pretty much can do it all. Solid defender. Jason Tatum, I'm not going to spend too much time on this young man because he's a star and he's crossing into that superstar realm, and I think this will be an MVP year for him. I really do think that, similar to maybe 2-3 years ago where they were talking about Paul George in that, when he was going on that crazy run of 29, 28 points, and they were like, he was in that conversation. I do believe that'll be Jason Tatum this year. He's going to average probably somewhere around 28 points, 27, 28 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, playing solid defense. He will cruise into an all-NBA team this year. No bullshit points. None of that Kyrie Irving nonsense on why he missed it last year. Come on, guys, really? It's 2021. You really still think position? You got guys like Giannis and Luka and LeBron and KD, man, positions have been dead for a while, and then you want to say he had the points to make it, but he didn't have the position. So I think he cruises into an all-NBA team. He makes his, whatever, third straight all-star, and he's going to lead this Celtics team into what I believe will be an Eastern Conference Finals run where we will fight and then come up short. This team is an injury away to one of the Brooklyn or Bucks of the world to being right there, guys. I'm telling you, I cannot wait to go back to these and talk some shit to all these people that doubted us. My man Evan, guy Boston Sports, shout out to you, dropped a video the world is sleeping on the Celtics, and he's right. I've been saying it this whole off season. Continue to doubt while we continue to make you believe. Jaylen Brown, the Robin, actually that's damn near disrespectful. Shout out to Robin and Batman, but I don't even want to call him that. It's a 1A, 1B because Jaylen Brown, all-star, borderline all-NBA, he'll challenge it. There's a lot of really good guys that play his position, so I don't know if he'll make it, but I expect this to be a 26-point, maybe 5-6 rebound, 4 or 5, maybe 4 assists. So let's say about 26 points, 5 boards, 4 rebounds, all NBA level defense. I don't know if he'll make the team, the all defensive team, but one of the best two-way wings in the game. And I believe he is taking a step every single year. I think it's foolish to not expect both of these gentlemen to take another one. And what is that step? Well, like I said, Tatum, it's the MVP, and I think Brown, it's kind of where Tatum has been, like that perennial all-star. You know he's going to be an all-star. Like, there's no questions about it. That's kind of where I think he's going to take that next step this year, where it's not even going to be a debate no more. You're just going to pencil him in. Some other guys, you got Enes Kanter, you got him back on a 1-year vet minimum. He'll be a backup center. I don't think he'll play every single night. I think it'll depend on the lineups and the usages. Like, remember, we've got Al Horford in his mid-30s, Rob Williams and his history with injuries. So you might see Ennis, at times. Who is he? Awesome rebounder, one of the better offensive, bigs in the paint. Offensive. Defensive guys, if you want to see, just go watch what Bam and them did to that man in the bubble series. Bam in that pick and roll, just it was ugly. So he's a liability defense, but he's pretty solid offensively and one of the better rebounders in the game. Juancho, stretch 4, new to the team, traded for Carson and Chris Dunn. Played with Minnesota, went to Memphis, and now he's here with us. Played for Denver before Minnesota. We've seen, good and bad from him. Last year was kind of a rough year, but the year before, with that little stretch, when he was playing with Minnesota, when he was averaging 13 and 7, shooting 40%. So we'll kind of see what we get from him. I expect him to just come in, be a stretch 4, play strong, every single night. He may not. He probably won't even get 20 minutes. I'll have to see how that plays out. Camp battles. Him versus Jabari versus Grant. I think all those guys will be competing for minutes, even though I think Juancho has that skill set that's different from the rest, because he really is truly a stretch 4. He's 6'9", whereas you got, Grant Williams is 6'6" and can't shoot for shit. But speaking of Grant Williams, going into what I believe his 3rd year, Tennessee Volunteer Player of the Year, since coming into the NBA, guys, he's just one of those, I feel like if we were watching Guy Boston, it'd be like womp, womp, womp. I mean, that's just who he is, bro. It's like you see flashes at times where it's like, man, he could switch, he can play this, he can do that. But he really doesn't do anything well enough, in my opinion. And I've been hearing this narrative recently about, like, people, like, almost starting to believe in him, like he's a solid contributor. I don't know. I got to see it. I didn't agree with him missing Summer League. I thought that we had players playing in Summer League that were better than him, the Paytons and Neesmiths of the world, Langford. Like, he needs to be in there with those guys because, like I said, I can't guarantee that he has a role on this team, and I think he is on his last leg. Like, I think he needs to come in and clearly outperform the Jabaris of the world. He's somebody you could turn to in a small ball 5, but I don't expect Grant to really do much, man. Maybe average 2-3 points, several rebounds, and maybe play 15 minutes, not even every night, but we will see. Like I said, Grant's one of those guys that, I don't know, he seems to get a lot of run, even though it's times I don't think he should. So, who else? We got Jabari. Like I said, I love Jabari Parker. As young as he is, I can remember his, run up to the NBA in high school and Duke, and he was just special, man. And then his first year with Milwaukee, averaging 20 points as a rookie. Now, he did say that stupid comment about, defense doesn't get you paid, and, he might be right, but still, clearly offense hasn't gotten you paid either, Jabari. So he is one guy that, if somebody is to go, it's probably him being the only guy on the non-guarantee, but I liked what we've seen from him last year at times. Remember, guys, even if he was in shape, there's something that, I go to the gym daily, you could ask me to go get on a treadmill or lift weights and I could perform, but if you tell me to go, play in an actual, it's not the same type of conditioning. Sorry about that. So Jabari might have been working out, but there's a difference between training in a gym and live competition. It's completely different. For anyone that's played any sport, it's completely different, actually competing against other people. So for him to come off of, I don't want to say the couch. My point is, I'm trying to say, he probably didn't come off the couch, but to go from, not playing for X amount of time, coming off of his injuries. I remember I sent my buddy a picture of his knees. Lord have mercy, man. It is scary. Go Google Jabari Parker's knees and look at how many scars. It's scary to look at that poor guy's knees, man, and the pain that he must be dealing with. So we'll see, man. Jabari, excellent offensive. In fact, out of all the bigs right now, that are in a similar role to him, the Grants and maybe Wancho, he might have the best offensive skill set, but at the same time, his defense is just he's got to work on it. So I'm very intrigued to see where Jabari's at. I'd like to see him with an entire offseason and with that little bit of time he had playing with us last year. I just want to see what kind of shape and how he looks coming into training camp. Finally, we got Bruno Fernando. I like what I've seen from him in training, in summer league. To be honest, it just seemed like that first game to the second game when he came in, his presence was felt immediately. His size, his athletic ability. He's a good slasher and finisher at the rim. His defense, even though at times, he flashed in that Kings game and, he looked pretty good with the blocks, but there's been other times with Atlanta, his defense has been questionable. We'll see how it goes with him. Right now, he's, maybe the fifth big on this team right now. And I'm, like I said, and I say this often, I believe that the Celtics will bring in another front court player with the Fournier TPE, a Robert Covington, a Larry Nance type, Aaron Gordon type, one of those type players to fill that role, and that might push Bruno out, but we'll have to see, guys. So rotation predictions: Tatum, Brown, obviously starters, star level, superstar level. Wancho, Jabari, Grant, Bruno, all in a bench role. Same with Ennis. Out of all of them, I think you would probably see Wancho getting night-to-night minutes. Grant will probably get night-to-night minutes. Womp womp. And I believe Ennis, depending on the other two bigs' health and minute restrictions, will also get some run. I'm not sure about Jabari. I've got to see how he looks. And I'm not so sure about Bruno. Listen, guys, we are less than a week away from training camp, so the fights start next week, guys. We'll start knowing and hearing a lot more. I am so excited about this season. I am thrilled beyond belief. Last year was a rough year for us Celtics fans, but it was a rough year for most fans, guys. People forget all those teams that, went on runs in the bubble. Miami, Boston, LA, Toronto, like all those teams looked like shit the following year. You know what I mean? Because it was really just one long ass season. So coincidence that the second season kind of, struggled for those teams that went deeper in the bubble year? I don't think so. So I believe they'll be rejuvenated with Ime Udoka and the moves that, Trader Brad has already made. I love how this roster looks, guys. The moves that they've made. I mean, every time that they have doubted us, think of the IT days, right? We were in an Eastern Conference Finals. We were on a deep run. I mean, shit, that year we were the number 1 seed. I would not expect that much this year. But at the same time, I do believe that this will be a team that's a top 3 or 4 team in the East that will compete, make it to a minimum second round potential Eastern Conference Finals. And shit, why not go for the moon, guys? This might be my last Celtics video. I may actually do one more where I'd go into an Eastern Conference, prediction, something like that, seeding-wise. But otherwise, this is pretty much the last thing I'll put out Celtics-wise until training camp starts, which, like I said, that's this time next week. It'll already be up and going. Thank you so much. Go back and watch some of the other videos to get some other, more details, a little bit more of a deep dive into some of those players. Go, please listen to me and Adam's conversation on Rob and Al to really get some good, But one of the last thing I want to do is shout out those other channels. Like I said, the guy Boston Sports, Adam Taylor, my man Bobby B. Smooth. Shout out to the great John Corrales, Locked On, CLNS. Who else? If I'm forgetting anyone, please. Oh, shit. Chris Forsberg, NBC. Go listen and follow all those channels. I've been getting a lot of shit recently from my people down here in Florida about, why aren't you recapping the Jags? And why aren't you? All right. So I am going to do that. I'm going to recap the Jacksonville Jaguars' first 2 games. I'll probably be putting that video out after this, maybe tomorrow, just so I can show them why I don't recap the Jags. Just give them some really good positive things to talk about. Guys, James Peters, Jags to Riches, thank you so much for your time. I hope you have an incredible day. See you soon.